Well, good afternoon. It's a great pleasure and honor to be with you. As you can see, my topic, it's a complex topic, but hopefully I'll try to finish in 10 minutes. By the time I get my doggy and pony shows here, we'll make it okay. You can say I'm going to talk about functional carbons. There are differences in carbon. In Germany, the University of Isenberg has just a semester teaches about carbon. In order to put that perspective, when I call functional, coal is carbon, diamond is carbon. Which one you take to your wife? Well, in the nature, that's the same. Some carbons, some byproduct go through different processes that make functional carbon. That's what I mean. Then I have to do some snapshot to finish it. In order to save time, when I was in Germany, given talk, actually the whole talk was on soil carbon, and Jacques, director of Farm Agriculture Organization, said that by 2050, world population will double. And they think crop production needs to be doubled. Internationally, we lose about 20 million hectares, multiplied by 2.2, that many acres, of the cropland due to erosion and salinization. And they said it's a must. In order for people to survive, we need to enhance soil health and its susceptibility. Actually, it's become sustainable. So even they said 10 by 10 garden, which has a dynamics of sustainability. We need to keep that. Well, I love that. I look at soil as a living system. I remember my wife used to tell me for a long time she will bury me in compost. Since I started working humic substances, say she'll bury me in humic acid. But anyhow, I think I have something from a biblical proverb. I love that the more you think, speak to the earth and it shall teach thee. To forget how to dig this earth and to tend the soil is to forget. What does that mean is really the way we plow, the way we have cultural practices are very, very important. This is very transcending statement, and I can talk a day about that, you think is. It's just how we take care of that. You know, Glenn mentioned relationship. I love that. He said respect of relationship, respect of history. The same is applied in the soil. So what can we do to enhance soil natural cycle? As I said, soil is a living system that millions of fungi, bacteria, protozoa that in gram of soil, they're worker bees. And I want you walk there, you pray for it. We don't have that, there are no worker bees there, period. I did 30 years of study on functional carbons, which they come from lignite and lignardite, the totally different topics. I have to give you a snapshot, but it is something I've been using for the last 30 years in order to bring soil back. When we were in Russia, the whole soil scientists said soils are having heart attack because they lost stable humus. Stable humus takes at least 100 years that microbe get functional carbon interacted with clay tectones, clay minerals, make $1 million house for microbes. They lost that. And they are now actually, God knows how they're living. Put that something in perspective, this is very important. You look at how this functional carbon created. You look at plants as solar panel. Okay, the sun shines, CO2 with water combined with sunshine makes you energy, makes you carbohydrate and energy. Keep that in mind. That's what functional carbons come. The functional carbon I'm talking about, lignite, lignardite, they're 300 million years old carbon that they haven't been changed. They hasn't been changed to actual charcoal. They're very functional. That's what we bring. They're very, very effective in soil physical and chemical and biological activities. Reality check. We all grow things. I asked this actually some scientists. Majority of them, we don't get a good answer. Anybody has answer? You think how many percent of the harvested crops, anything, wheat, barley, triticale, tomato, potato, apple, banana, we harvest and I analyze in the lab. You think how many percent of that is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen? Any idea?
96.6.
You've been in my class, I know that. Okay, you see all this fertilizer we put, nitrogen, phosphorus, potash, and everything. This is very well documented by Germans and other scientists. 96.6%. I have a point for that. See, all this fertilizer we are putting, they have a salt. I'm not against fertilizer, but how we put is important. God already has given us enough sunshine, water. We know how to manage it. That's the name of the game. Okay? Then we go, what these functional carbons will do in order to save some time. One is physical. When you have functional carbon, you assume if you have a compost, you think how much it takes the compost to become functional. It's good, it gives you NPK, it gives you organic matter. But sometimes some study in Germany shows between 40 to 60 years microbes work on it, they create a new diamond, meaning functional carbon. Doesn't mean it's bad. That's what we haven't been using functional carbon or green mineral crop for a long time to make that. So when you do organomineral complexes, you create good aggregate, and then your water infiltration good. When you have a good aggregate, as if you have $1 million house for microbes, at the same time, you make aerobic situation. When it's aerobic, actually fungi, bacteria, all those guys love. It's anaerobic. You create fungus and other bad things. Okay. Chemical. Salt solution chemistry. There's functional carbons, the best soil CEC, you remember from your first class, cation exchange capacity is 40. Functional carbons CEC is between 250 to 500. So have a lot in your bank to make those nutrients available. So you don't need to overload it. We know how to do that. That's what they do that. Complexation is many chelation together that makes that nutrient translocation happen very in a homogeneous and very better, what I call a way, okay? And buffering. Most of the plants like pH of 6.5 and 7.5. When you buffer, doesn't mean you change pH, then most of the nutrient translocation are homogeneous, right? Then biological, I think Glenn again talked about what I appreciate. That was a good prefix for my talk. So it's microbial activation. It is a soil food bank. When you have those microbes, I got a permission show, this is from Austria. They think when you have organomineral complexes, you make this beneficial microbes, they create glutamine, sticky material, and you create better aggregate. Actually, I had a master gardener from this soil. Her husband said he cannot break from the hammer. By hammer, made a better, very excellent, actually, soil. Just actually was growing Aspergillus oryzae, which is a medicinal plant. It's fungi. It was growing mushroom. That needs very high organic matter. So you can do that. Then overall, what functional carbon would do, they have hormonal and axi activities, enhance seed germination. They make shoot development. The roots are much more healthier. And then enhance absorption of macro and micronutrients that they are more available. Then this is another thing. These are metabolic activities like our body. Those enzymes, hormones are the one makes everything happen. We assume if you have a phosphorus, nitrogen, everything, one of those, you heard of probably rule of minimum, one of those macronutrients like a zinc, manganese, lack, it is not going to work. It's a dynamics of God's intelligence. That's what in sustainable ag we have to do. Then I'm going to go to applied because I'm just going to give you actually some shotgun effect of what it is because I can explain this if you want to come. Some of the research we have done, this was the soil, that high salt. The guy was growing potato. We did 5-6 years. We increased actually yield by 35%. And then his wife calls me after 5th year. He says, Mir, you want to go Hawaii? I said, for what? He said, I'll show you the next slide. This was after 10 years. You can see they actually made potato get ripened 10 days earlier. According to what they said, they made $430,000. And that's why they want to send me to Hawaii. I said, I cannot do that with Wien University. I'll be deported, but. So, another one is Sugarbeet. They say it enhanced sugar quality. We have done lots of work. We had lots of compaction, you can see, in our soils. And you can see these are 2x, 3x, 1x. You can see it quality increased. We increased sugar content. Water infiltration was high. Later I'll show we saved about almost between 8 to 11% water. The roots of the plants, look at this is what we call aggregate stability. When plant roots are healthier, disease won't get them as much. Microbial population is out. Fungi, bacteria, protozoa, all they're happy. They're all you can eat buffet, they have it. So they're not fighting to get to food. They're plenty there. So we increased this yield and quality. We did actually, I had actually randomized complete design on this one. We got 18 bushel different with the high quality of the grain. This was the compaction. Actually, Jerry over there knows, again, the same type of the soil. They couldn't say they can get anything out of that by using organic acid. And this is the farmer that has that. It's a very mellow, very good aggregate stability in soil, increase their yield and productivity, and overcome compaction. This was in the corn. You can see the treated and untreated one, just I have to show it. But again, in yield quality, everything was very, very different. Alfalfa. On the alfalfa, you can see this is treated, untreated. These are, again, and the plot basis. 8 inches tall, almost 32 inches. The dairyman called me about this. He said, what this farmer's feeding? My cows lock it in second cutting. So I went farmer, he said, I need more money. So anyhow, I told the dairyman he needs more money. He said, well, if he tells him what he does, by the way, he got, I think per ton, he got $15 extra. But the point is, we got crude protein went up, ADF came 1% down, relative feed value was about 10-15% high, and plus very good quantity alfalfa. And we see this now in organic things. I have some cooperative work. We see them actually on strawberries, on grapes. We're seeing a major difference, especially in salt-affected soils. And I want to say how humic substances, functional carbons, because their particle size are nanometers. If I put in perspective, 1 centimeter is 10 million nanometers. Since they're small particle size, what they do, create more space, hold more water. So we use that. So you look at actually for a book, we assume that's 10,000 pages. In order to know a space, instead of looking this way, take all the pages, put one by one. So it creates micropores. Micropores are where the one roots, water, and nutrient reside, okay? So this is, I'm showing, I did lots of research. These are some areas that was saline alkali soil, and we're getting amazing results in many, many farms. This is another thing I did on the drip irrigation. Grower was saying that he had a ranch. He said he couldn't get water go. This is 2 gallon, 4 gallon, 8 gallon. You can see the water diffusion level. We were able to condition that soil and make water penetration go and hold more water. And his soil got a lot better. So we showed with watermark sensors that we save about 11.2% on water sequestration. And then in summary, I can say what these humic substances will do. Probably some, I think George could talk, I believe, called humate, some called humic acid. There are lots of snake oil there, but you need to be sure the guy who's doing have done lots of research. So it enhanced soil biology. Everybody talks about today's soil biology and soil plant health. They help with solubilization, mean when you have that much of the cation exchange capacity and they chelate and complex, what they do, you have a lot in your bank, so they will hold the nutrient so plant don't get under stress and they get those. Buffer salts. The reason, because cation exchange capacity is 250 to 500. If you have a calcium more available, one calcium can leach 2 sodium. So I can go on and on. So it buffers salts and reduces burning, forms bond with fertilizer, actually preventing tie-up, increased crop production by 10 to 40%, increased water sequestration by 5 to 11%. But I can go on and on. Collective, not in one field, last 30 years, I work from here to Texas, California. They invite me to have a cooperative research. Collectively, by 30 years, we can quantify the efficacy of the physical, chemical, and biological effect on the soil. Okay? And I have a tank, but I have something from the Indian tribe. I love that. In summary, I want to say, the earth and myself are one mind. The measure of the land and the measure of our bodies are the same. Joseph is the next person in the ancient. I think that our previous speakers were talking, Glenn was talking indirectly about this. And really, we need to look at that. That is a living system. In order to enhance that, you have to believe to it. When you have a belief to it, as our speakers on the panel were saying, I love to do that. It's amazing. It's the best meditation. You can enjoy it. And at the same time, we can keep the land for our future generations. Thank you.